as parents, as coaches, as players and referees, have to say, we can do better. Because who wants to play in an environment where that is the norm or that is expected or even accepted? So we lose about a third of our referees every year. We lose people who have gone through the process of certifying with U.S. Soccer and certifying with Washington State, and that is a huge drain to our system and to our program. The institutional knowledge from our referees is never allowed to develop when you lose as many people as we lose each year. It's not a fair request of people to send them out there to referee these games for the few dollars we're able to pay them and the high level of abuse that many of them take.
An individual is going to get better with their job by having experience, and a referee is going to develop their decision making by doing their job repeatedly.
We have a lot of effort that goes into training and developing our referees in Washington. Within U.S. Soccer is one of the better programs nationally for training and developing referees. Does that mean we get it right every time? No. Does that mean that we have a lot of work to do to make our referees better? Absolutely. The example that we're setting for our kids, it's not positive, and I think the kids collectively are going to just say, we've had enough of this, Mom, Dad, and the long-term impact will not just be the third of our referees that we lose each year, but we're going to lose players. And the negativity that is coming from some of our sidelines, it's something that we all have to address as a problem, and we all have to work to solve. And we as referees have a big piece in that, but we certainly can't be, the only ones working to address the issue or acknowledging the issue. And I would ask all parents to think about what they want for their kids playing sports. And if the answer is a positive outcome, then I would challenge any parent who wants to scream at a referee to think through the steps, and if they can achieve a similar result with a different means of communication, to please do so. And if a player approaches the referee respectfully, and the coach as well, I think the result will be a really positive change in the overall culture of our youth soccer games.
You don't want to coach them the entire time. You want them to be able to figure things out on their own when they are out there playing. Of course, there are times that you want to give an instruction, but that instruction should come from a coach, not from the parent.
The difficulty with parent-coach on the sideline who is giving information throughout a game versus the coach who's on the other sideline giving information is that it can be opposing viewpoints, and it might not be what the coach is trying to get out of that game. Sometimes parents are well-intentioned, and actually some of the information they're giving isn't always 100% wrong, but maybe it's not the focus of the training environment that week. Maybe it's not what the coach is ready to teach the kids. Maybe he's really working or she's really working on something for that weekend.
Over the defense. So fast guy can run, can make touch diagonal and shoot. It's simple. Yeah.
You want to leave your child out there to figure things out on their own. And as parents, we want them to develop that decision making. Part of soccer is that's gonna help them to grow as individuals, and we have to encourage our kids to advocate for themselves. That's part of life. We're not gonna be always there for them to fend for them. They have to learn. Get an understanding where the coach is coming from. The coach is not coaching just your kid. That coach is coaching 11 or however many players that are in that team.
I think a way parents can help maybe sideline behavior, whether it's coaching at a time when a parent shouldn't be coaching, or saying inappropriate things to other children on the team or the opposing team or the referee or a coach, is to model good behavior first and foremost. That's the number one way they can change culture on the sideline. I think there's a lot of literature and articles and information that have talked about the car ride home after sporting events, whether it's soccer or any sport, and what happens with the parents. And the point of the car ride is what happens between the parent and child when maybe not everybody's around, and what are those conversations that take place. Any parent knows when you become a parent, you're not given any owner's manual on how to parent. But I think one thing that can definitely benefit the kids is to primarily be their parent and support them. I feel very fortunate that in any car ride home with my parents, we hardly ever talked about the game that just happened unless it was me sharing. They just listened, and they were my parents. They didn't ever pretend to be my coach. They also supported me in learning how to be in an environment where you have to work with teammates. So I think that's one thing that's important. Parents can teach their kids that, hey, there's going to be difficult people you've got to work with, whether it's your boss, whether it's your teammates. And so it's important to, I think, for parents to help guide their kids through those situations and use their family values first.
Kids know if they have done what they were supposed to do when they were out there. We don't have to tell them, you should have done this and such things, you should have played harder. They know, and they don't need that added pressure from us. It's easier for me to be standing on the sideline, criticizing them what they need to be doing. It's totally different when you're out on the field playing. The bottom line is, I tell my kids, are you happy? Their happiness matters. When you stop enjoying the game, then what's the point of going out there? Are you happy when you are going to the game, and are you happy when you leave the field with what you have done?